Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Welcome back.
So, guys, mystery booms. And what got me thinking about this was because after we took our walk, we actually laid down for a few minutes, started to drift off. And then, I jumped up because I heard what to me sounded like a really big boom.
And you did hear a really big boom, but not as close as you might think. You picked that up further away.
More intuitively,
Yes.
I guess.
Very strong intuitive, yes.
Yeah, so then we've been a little bit backlogged with getting through emails and stuff. So I finally got to emails from the past couple of days, and I get some notifications. I'm signed up to see these like mystery booms when they happen, and man, there's a bunch of them again. There's a ton of them right now coming out like all over. So here we see more than fireworks, mystery booms, Rock Mesa neighborhood. And it's not uncommon to hear fireworks just before New Year's Eve. As the valley prepares to ring in 2021, some neighborhoods are already seeing skies light up with fireworks, despite local law enforcement agencies across the state reminding Arizonans it's illegal. But there's been these booms that have been heard this past month. As soon as it gets dark, sometimes in the early evening hours, some of them sound close, some sound further, but we're always hearing them. And surveillance video from this one home, owned by Amy Reed, shows one of the blasts, she says, shook her home on December 17th. Tuesday night it happened again. Her home security cameras captured a similar scene again, a bright white flash, followed by a large bang. Tuesday, the flash could be seen at a distance from her driveway. Is it fireworks? Is it fireworks? I mean, what I heard, to me, it sounded like artillery. That's really what it hit me as, artillery. And for those of you guys that have done some research, there's something called the Seneca guns, which it sounds like big guns, like cannons. Is what it sounds like. Now, this is Mesa, Arizona. I don't know. Was I picking up on one that happened just now, a few hours ago? Maybe. Mysterious boom shakes Tucson area again. Tucson's been getting them as well.
Yeah, I mean, these are like really highly populated areas here.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in Tucson and a lot of people in Mesa for sure. Loud rumbles, ground shaking, and there's been so many cases of this being caught on security cameras as well. So you were getting from the guides that a lot of this is it is due to shifting of the ground in the earth itself.
Yeah, there's some earth changes going on here. So if you could imagine, maybe if you like pop your knuckles and there's like a release of pressure, that's what a lot of this is. Not all of it, but a lot of it.
Well, that sounds kind of, I guess, release of pressure is good. You don't want pressure to build up too much. But at the same time, it does kind of feel ominous. But they say that, we still have time before we get to, like, the real major earth change events that we're...
Right. These are just like little bitty things that are necessary to happen for other things to grow and build and change. So these don't feel very concerning, even though they look and sound, and when you write them on paper, they sound concerning, and they would scare me too, absolutely. But when I asked the guides, they said it is just like a natural release. It just happens to be loud.
And then somehow it interacts with the atmosphere to give us a flash. That's curious. Electromagnetism can be very powerful, and perhaps some of these have other possibilities in as well. So, because they've asked the Air Force bases, like Luke Air Force Base, and said, no, it wasn't any of our planes. There was nobody breaking the sound barrier. And, you hadn't really pick up anything as far as the Earth movement as well. Interesting. So, these two locations in Arizona, and over here we see Brockton, Massachusetts. And what I've noticed too is it's a lot of times there's something heard in one town and other people are picking up on something similar not too far away, whether they're hearing the exact same thing or whether, it's different cases of explosions. But again, flashes of white light and then shaking, literally shaking. And here, the Brockton Fire Department announced a reward of up to $5,000 through the Arson Watch reward program for information about the explosions, because some believe they're blasting. And then that gets you thinking, well, are they expanding the deep underground military bases, perhaps getting more room ready?
Well, for some of them, yeah, they are. It's just that there's so many, it's really hard to decipher which area is doing what, So some of them, yeah, they are booms from the underground too.
And so, more mysterious explosions. This is out of CBS Sacramento and Elk Grove neighborhood. More flashes, shaking.
Mm-hmm.
Flash, boom, shake.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. And then, of course, when we're in, now that's, Sacramento, it gets cool, it gets cold. But I don't think it's a frostquake in Sacramento. It's certainly not a frostquake in Tucson or, over in Mesa. But here they're saying it's frostquakes that may be causing the booms that they're finding, they're hearing, experiencing, and seeing over in Wisconsin. Okay, Wisconsin, I'll buy that could be a frostquake. But how about everywhere else?
I don't know. I've just never heard of the word frostquake.
Oh, yeah. I've covered this for years. It comes up all the time.
Does it? Okay.
Yeah, it does. Unexplained mystery sounds unnerve New Jersey community as well. Mysterious booms are rattling homes in New Jersey, in a quiet South Atlantic community. Over the past few months, there's been several reports of extremely loud noises that sound like explosions or a bomb dropped from a plane. When I heard it, it made me jump because of all the stuff that we were sensing out there. Things are ramping up today. It feels like today is, like 2021, it feels like we turned the knob up already.
Well, when we read this one about Jersey and I ask about this one specifically, this is more of a man-made underground bombing situation.
Okay, so this is perhaps expanding the
Yes.
DUMBS.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I would buy that. So, we have a lot of these things going on. People are abuzz on forums, local forums, talking about all the shaking going on, and often flashes and then the shaking. But like I was saying, it made me think that it was and we're out in the middle of nowhere. There's nobody by us. There wouldn't be anything for anybody to target, So, interesting. Now, this is out of RT, and this is exactly what I would say is more of a tabloid sell. 2021 will begin with an unwelcome 220-meter wide asteroid visitor, NASA warns. Well, that's a biggie. That's one that can do damage. But then when you get down here, it's going to shoot by at 6.9 million kilometers. Again, the moon is 239,000 miles away. We're talking millions of kilometers. We're talking millions of miles. We had like 109 that went by within a lunar distance. So, this is not even a close call, really. Nothing to worry about there. Now, this was an update on something we had mentioned, and Iraqi security forces work to deactivate mine discovered on oil tanker. Now, that could definitely cause a boom.
Yeah, definitely a big one.
Tensions are mounting in the Persian Gulf amid the United States show of force against Iran in the Persian Gulf. Well, they actually, like we were saying, they moved the Nimitz out and away from the area, perhaps to keep it out of being targeted. And, we're going to try to get one more video up because there's other stuff that has to go together that we want to keep separate from this. But, yeah, tensions are ratcheting. Tensions globally feel like they're going up, and there's like just a whole nother level going up. And by the way, there is an announcement that came from the White House today, a bill announcement, the Safeguarding Tomorrow Through Ongoing Risk Mitigation Act, or the STORM Act, which authorizes Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, to provide capitalization grants to states to establish revolving funds to provide hazard mitigation assistance to reduce risks from disasters, natural hazards, and a deep underground military base bombing going wrong.
I'm glad they're always thinking of us.
They are. So guys, as always, thanks for being part of the family. Make sure you are subscribed with the bell clicked, and thanks for your support on Ko-Fi and Patreon. Anybody that needs to set up an appointment with us, reach out at EEARTS at Proton Mail and evolutionaryenergyarts at gmail.com. If you did want a Vedic chart, just to let you know, Cindy's like 2 to 3 weeks backlog. Yeah. She's been basically doing Vedic charts every waking hour that we're not doing other things, which is great because they really do help people so well. Again, you need to know the time, the exact time of birth, as well as the place and where. So, as always, God bless. Stay prepared. Namaste.
Namaste.